Expect the unexpected on an interview. Interviewing is a full contact sport. It's a verbal and mental sport. Hopefully it hasn't been a physical sport for anybody here, has it? Interviewing is also an art. And I have heard a lot of interviewing experiences which are really amazing and interesting to say the least. So I'm going to talk about some of those experiences from 2 points of view. One point of view, from the point of view of the job seeker. And the other one from the point of view of the interviewer. So I'm going to start with the first point of view, from the point of view of the job seeker. One of my friends recently went for an interview, and after that he came back and he was pretty down. So I asked him, "What's the matter? Did it go well?" He was not talking initially, then he was like, "Okay, the interview was going pretty well, and then they asked me, what's your biggest challenge that you have faced?" And although my friend is a pretty intelligent guy, but he's a little weak on intricacies of English language. So he thought about it for a little while, and then he said, I don't challenge anyone, but I'm a very nice guy, so I don't challenge anyone. He took it that way. And the interviewers were looking at him pretty questioningly, like, what is he talking about? Then he thought he should explain a little bit more. So then he said, I don't challenge anyone, but if I see any physically challenged people on the road, I always help them. And the interviewers were still more stunned. And one person actually laughed in the interviewers. And then he knew it was pretty down south from there. I actually explained to him, and he understood. But the second experience I've heard about is one of my friends also. She went for the interview, and she always prepares very well for an interview. She always prepares all the questions, and she was asked, what's your biggest weakness? Now, she hadn't prepared well for this question, so she was nervous, and then she thought about it, and then she finally said, my biggest weakness is that I'm too strong. I don't know how to be weak. And after she had said that, she herself did not understand what she said. Neither did the interviewer. And after that, the interview pretty much went south again. And now I'm going to talk about some from the interviewer perspective. So there was this interviewer. He had a phone interview with a person for a sales position. So he started this interview, and the interview was going on. And then he heard some squishing, sloshing sounds. And first he didn't understand, then he heard it again and again. Can anybody guess what it was? Swishing, sloshing sound.
Water bottle?
Water. So he was actually taking a bath during the interview. I don't know if it was a ritual or it was because, he thought it would be lucky for him. But the interviewer was pretty much stunned. I think he had nightmares after that. So, and then the second instance I'll talk about is one of the interviewers. He always used to ask 3 questions from his interviewees. Those 3 questions were, what are you most proud about? What do you enjoy the most? And why did you leave your job, the previous job? So for the first 2 questions, the interviewee said, well, I'm most proud of my wife and children. And I like to spend time with my family. But for the third question, which was, why did you leave your previous job? He said, actually, I had an affair with my coworker. And it was going pretty well, but, but then we broke up, and there was a lot of tension in the office, so I left. The interviewers couldn't believe their ears. What were they hearing? And then again, they were all too stunned. I could talk about some of my own experiences, but I think I'll leave it at that. Interviewing is an art. It's a very stressful experience though, but it doesn't have to be all dull and boring. I think it can be pretty lively, it can be pretty interesting, even though it might not work out, but to take it too seriously, I think is just to miss one of the points. And I hope when any of you go for your next interview, well, hopefully there are no bosses here, but when you go for your next interview, then you'll think about some of these experiences and they'll bring a smile to your face and lighten up the mood a little. So again, I would like to say, expect the unexpected in an interview. Thank you.